Elden Ring is a blast. I'm telling you. There's so many good things to say about it. I think running around the map, the open world of the game is so fun to do. I find myself constantly saying, what is that? I should go look. And then I have an objective. If it's like a straight path that I'm gonna take, I'm just like fucking all over the place doing all this shit, teleporting over here, going all that. And then I finally make it over here to the place I'm supposed to be 5 hours later. And I was like, why the fuck was I coming here again? Like, I don't even remember. It's so fun to just look around and see stuff. Mostly because there's cool enemies everywhere. And fighting the enemies doesn't feel that discouraging because if you played other open world games, you know, you have limited ammo or limited this, or you don't want to use your good materials there or whatever. But this game, just killing mobs replenishes your flask. So you're constantly exploring, fighting, and you get stronger and stronger as you're exploring. So you can like choose to not engage with content you find that is really difficult for you at the time and come back later, or you can just like take that Souls game leap and just mash your head against it until you beat the boss and you're just like, damn, I'm good. Normally, if I bought a boss like Margit, I would fight the fucking boss until it was dead. That's like how I would play the game. But in this game, I did the opposite. I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just not going to go here. I got so much map to explore. And I explored until I was out of map. And then I was like, all right, I'll go back. And then I smoked Margit and smoked the castle. And now I have all this new location to go check out and everything. And I'm like, damn. This is sick. It's like a really interesting, fun progression. I don't feel like I've been incredibly thorough, but then I was like watching some other streamers. Some of these streamers have like a +1 or +2 flask fighting Godric, and my flask is like +5 with 8 uses or something. I have like way more shit. So I find that the castle was quite easy to get through compared to the other places. But when they go back and they go to those other places I've already been, they're going to just crush it because they're going to be so much more powerful. You know what I mean? So it's just like wherever you go, the difficulty will scale in that way. That's the other thing that I was going to say is cool too. There are so many moments, like the first time you find a mausoleum, it's one of those cool moments where you're like, this cannot be real. And every like hour or two, I find a new location that is so big. And I think to myself, there's no way that this is another zone on the map. The map starts like zoomed in and it continues to expand over and over. And I'm like, dude, there cannot be more to this map. And it just keeps taking you places where you're like, what is going on? Why is there more? Like, you just keep thinking there's got to be less. There can't be more than this. Now I'm going to be like, you know, I'm kind of worried. I'm like, dude, there's got to be like 100 zones I haven't found, you know? Even where I'm at right now, the edges of the maps, I still haven't found it. It keeps going. I'm like, oh God. It's also messed up because this game, like, I can't imagine wanting to play a castle in another Souls game after running around through Stormvale and seeing like the verticality and jumping around and like going, like, you know, exploring that castle up and down and left and right. And I feel that way about a lot of the things in the game. Like, the combat is so sick because in the older games, you could abuse the enemies by just walking around them a lot of the times, right? Especially in the early games like Demon Souls and Dark Souls 1 and a bit of Dark Souls 2, honestly. You just walk to the side of a lot of enemies and they really struggle to stop anything about it. And then in Bloodborne and Dark Souls 3, they made the enemies like way faster, like really aggressive, really aggro. And you had to do a lot of dodging and like finding your place. But there was some things that kind of helped that. In Bloodborne, if you got hit, the rally mechanic let you just keep swinging back at them and you would fight them and you would heal yourself for the damage that you did. So you could go aggro and like kind of smoke them. You didn't have to play defensive. You had a really strong parry and a really good dash and everything and backdash and roll and everything too. In this game, the thing that I think is so tight is that you can do the same kind of idea with your heavy attacks and jump attacks to posture break them. So you can parry or dodge the bosses and play in that way, like defensive around them. Or you can just fucking go aggro and smoke them and get your posture break. And that feels fantastic. It feels so good to do that too. It's like a really satisfying evolution of the combat. That makes sense. The fact that there's so many weapons and things that I fought with really cool, unique weapon arts is tight. And all of the weapon arts let you change scaling on weapons. So if you want a dex scaling weapon or a magic scaling weapon or arcane or faith or whatever, you can just make your weapon scale on that and pick it. And you can also, they even thought, like, what if somebody likes this art, this, like, you know, Ash of War, but they don't want the weapon to scale on faith? You can just put it on the weapon and keep your scaling. And I had the choice of, like, do I want to make the weapon scale off magic, or do I want to keep it regular and then cast my magic buff on it, which is a nice feeling, right? It's very satisfying. And yeah, there are so many weapon arts that seem really good. The fun thing about this game to me so far too is that I played Magic to start with. Playing Magic made me want to explore a bit more because I was like, okay, I need to find spells. Magic is so good, but I feel like it's one of those things where you have to know where to find the good shit. I'm sure everybody feels this way. I have found 500 strength weapons. I have found like 80 faith weapons, and I found like 9 million arcane weapons. But like finding an int weapon or like a dex weapon was like, I was fighting for my fucking life. And those are the stats I was using. And someone's like, dude, I'm a strength run and I haven't found a strength weapon since the game began. That was killing me. Every 5 feet, I'm like, whoa, a great sword. Like, you know what I mean? I'm like, oh shit, a great axe. It's like you are drawn to what you cannot use in this game. I really feel that way. I don't really do magic builds that often, so I was like, let me try it. And it's super fun in this game. The magic weapons I found are so sick. Like, the Moonveil blade is like one of the coolest weapons I've found in any Souls game. It's so fun to use. Yeah, I'm like 12 hours into the game right now. I'm right past Stormveil. I'm pretty early still. Most people who have been playing the game, or if you've been watching it, most of the people are past me, which is nice because that means you can watch comfortably. Anyway, this game is fucking sick. Who is this? I don't know this guy either. Bro, you don't know who Duck King is? Yeah, all right, keep it down. I don't fucking play Fatal Fury. I only play Terry Bogard in games that he's a guest character in, which is why I play him in King of Fighters, okay? Oh, I've seen this character. That spin, I've seen that before. That is the dumbest thing I've seen in my life. That jab looks pretty stupid too. Okay, that looks dumb.